Good evening, and welcome to Let's Talk with Lakshmee, a show about us, our people, our community, our culture, our experiences.
DDL has currently, the Diamond Distillery currently holds the record from the International Wines and Spirits Competition as being the region's best distiller in this hemisphere. That means we've actually had the ability to make a continuous quality product on a continuous basis. We can then break it down to our different rums that we make. Our 15-year-old has been voted the world's best rum for 6 times. No other rum in the world has ever done that categorically. I think the closest someone has come is an Australian rum, and they've only won it twice. We're the only company in the world that has that award for 6 times. Our 21-year-old is voted by the Chicago Tasting Institute as a Platinum Edition rum with 98 points out of 100 on a tasting scale. That also is a record which no other rum has done internationally.
Experiences. And viewers, it's indeed a pleasure to be sitting in the office of one of the most prominent, successful businessmen of Guyana, Dr. Yesu Persaud. Dr. Yesu Persaud, welcome to Let's Talk with Lakshmee.
Thank you. It's a privilege to be on your program.
Thank you, and thank you for letting us shoot the program right here in your offices. So you're very well known in Guyana, extremely successful, a great man, not only in business world, but also in humanitarian world. So my first question to you, sir, is how did you become so successful?
Well, it's a thing called application, okay? Applying yourself. Whatever you're doing, try to do it well, otherwise don't do it at all.
Don't do it at all, okay.
That has been my philosophy since I've known myself, as a boy, and I've, continued to live with that.
Tell me a little bit about where you studied.
Well, I studied in England at the City of London College and several others. Mm-hmm. And then after qualifying, I stayed on in England and worked as what you call a taxation expert in a large professional firm that I had to represent clients when they were charged by the Inspector of Taxes or the Commissioner of Inland Revenue in England.
Okay. Their
cases, defend them, and also to prepare documentation to support it. I also was in trading in the UK, in general business, so I was in several areas over a period of time. And England was quite an experience for me because a country boy leaving Guyana, Diamond Estate, arriving in England, it's not an easy task. You got to start from scratch.
Now, I read you were actually born in the diamond plantation?
Plantation, Diamond East Bank.
You are renowned for the sugar company, for DDL.
Yeah.
But you studied accounting.
Yeah.
So how did you go from accounting to becoming the chairman of DDL?
Well, it's much application, my dear. That's most important. When I joined Sandwich Park, I was in the Department of Inland Revenue's Inspector of Taxes in Guyana. Okay. I didn't stay long because I couldn't work as a civil servant.
Okay.
It was a challenging job, but I didn't. And I applied a few places, and Sandwich Parker sent for me, and they said, look, we'll offer you this. And it was double the salary I was getting then at the revenue, plus allowances and whatnot. And then I had 6 weeks paid leave to the UK, if I so wished, every year, for members of my family. So it was very attractive. But one of the conditions I made to it wasn't a condition, I said to him, the chairman of the company, I said, sir, I promise you I'm going to do my best, not even my best, but I want you to give me the privilege of working in every department or every division of this company. He said, let's see how you start now. I'm going to put you in the Caribbean Finance, which is a financing company.
Okay.
See what happens there. I was able to
Build your way up.
way up, and after that he called me in and he says, all right, look, I'm going to make you management accountant, chief accountant, and later on, when the company changed hands, another UK company had taken it over. The Dorado company, Sandwich Parker, was taken over by another UK company. Well, like so many people, I stayed on, and within 3 years, I was the group finance director for the whole group. First time a Guyanese was appointed group finance director of an expatriate company.
How did you feel when that happened?
Well, I
It was
feel,
the
you
first
know,
time a Guyanese was appointed that position.
well, I didn't feel nothing other than the ordinary.
Okay.
I knew I had a job to do, and this was going to be a bigger job. Something that would give me a lot more experience, which it did. It opens many other new doors to me, and which was closed. And I had become in those days, to become a member of the Sugar Producers Association was not easy. But since I represented Sandwich Parker and the Dorado Company, I was on the board of the Sugar Producers Association. That's the policy-making body of the sugar industry as a whole. The government was the majority shareholder in DDL, GDL, and Enmore. We were gradually able to shift it in a way through what you call a rights issue. And when we then had the general public had a, because they were shareholders in both companies, were able to get the majority shares. And from then onwards, we were already moving from strength to strength.
Mm-hmm.
When we moved from strength to strength, we're in several areas of business now. We're not only in distilling, we're in shipping, we're in trading. DSL, if you see DSL anyway, distribution services. Cash and carry at Rhymeville, cash and carry at
I've seen the signs.
Sheriff Street. We have one at Diamond, we have a couple in Berbice. We're expanding there also. And we're in the juice business, fresh juices, Topco.
Tropicana, you mentioned.
We do Tropicana for Pepsi Cola here. We're also the holder of the franchise of Pepsi Cola.
Now, Pepsi Cola, that's a huge accomplishment
Yeah.
to acquire a company like that.
Well, we didn't acquire it. Let's say we became the
Bottling
representative,
company.
but we produced the product right here. Pepsi is produced here, not brought in from anywhere. Of course, we get a concentrate, and we do everything right here. We do a Soca brand even before that. We took on Pepsi. That's our local brand. We do sparkling mineral waters, and just flavored waters, a whole host of other things.
What would you say is your most popular product?
I would say, I hope all our products are popular.
Okay.
Yeah. But our most well-known product internationally is El Dorado, especially the 15-year.
El Dorado. Now, I read that that was rated the #1 for
It
the
was,
past 10
yes,
years at
the
least.
best rub in the world.
Right, so one of the things to remember when it comes to enjoying of our El Dorado range or any spirit that you have, El Dorado of course encourages you to sip responsibly, and that should cover everything you do. So please enjoy it, but enjoy it responsibly.
Now, you were also given an award by the President of India a few years back in Hyderabad.
Yes, in 2006 I was awarded the Pravasi Bharatiya Sanam Award.
And what is that?
The highest award that is granted to a non-born Indian, let's say a PIO, a person of Indian origin. And that was for my contribution in business, in helping people to help themselves, and also indirectly for being involved in the movement to change, let's say, from one government to the other. Not that one is better than the other, but I was involved in that too. In addition to that, also, I did a lot of social work. I was also involved in the commemoration of the first Indian arrivals.
I read that you pioneered that over 20 years ago.
Yes, over 20 years ago. And that has gone very well. We have the Indian Monument side. So the Indian government was keeping tabs on all of this. I didn't even know. And I was offered this Pravasi Bharatiya Sanam Award. And since I was a member of GoPio, I used to go to the Pravasi Bharatiya Sanam whenever I could. It used to be in Delhi. One year it was held in Madras, 1 year in Hyderabad. That's the year I got the Pravasi Bharatiya Sanam Award. And it's quite an award, I will say this, because it's a certificate from the President of India with a huge golden medallion, 24 carat gold, and with a plaque, 2 plaques, and a huge inscription, etc. So yes, that was quite something. Yeah.
You're the chairman of IPED. Now, that is an organization that helps new business owners?
Yes, it helps people to help themselves, to get out of poverty. That was started in 1st of April 1986 with nothing. I was able to raise some funds, and then I got some matching funds. Today, that institution over the years has created over 40,000 jobs.
40,000 jobs?
Jobs, yeah.
So other than the 1,200 that your company personally employs, you've helped over 40,000 people in Guyana as well.
Over the years. Over the years. Okay.
Over the years.
Yeah. And
that's amazing.
We have the institution today is totally self-financing. We don't owe anyone. We employ 86 people throughout the length of the professionals mostly, throughout the breadth of Guyana. And IPED has done well, not for me, because I've never taken out a penny from IPED. Never asked for a salary. The same I asked of the directors, please. We all come and we have to give something back. So our directors are not paid fees, salaries, or anything. They give their contribution free, but we have to pay our employees. And we pay our employees very well too.